It's coming up to, well, it's about 2 minutes to 9, really. A film about young gay activists raising money for striking Welsh miners was one of the cinematic highlights honoured at the British Independent Film Awards last night.
Imelda Staunton and Benedict Cumberbatch both won awards, and special recognition went to Emma Thompson for her services to British film. Natalie Jameson was at the ceremony and has this report.
Lesbians and gays support the miners.
Pride, the real-life tale of a group of gay rights campaigners in the mid-1980s who supported the striking miners, was the main winner, taking 3 awards. The big one, Best British Independent Film, Best Supporting Actress for Imelda Staunton.
Get out there and find a gay or a lesbian right now.
And Best Supporting Actor for Andrew Scott, until now best known as Sherlock's nemesis Moriarty. He feels these awards for Pride will be the gift that keeps on giving.
The main thing it does, any award show does, but particularly for the independent films, is it allows more people to see the film.
The British Independent Film Awards are all about championing the movies that get made outside of the mainstream studio system, including nominated films such as Mr. Turner, about the famed artist, starring Timothy Spall.
2 London cab drivers independently said, one called me Mr. Turner, the other one congratulated me on the film.
Helen Mirren noted what separates working as an actor on an independent film and a Hollywood blockbuster.
I prefer actually working on lower budget movies because you have to work much faster. There's no time to contemplate. You have to kind of jump in and swim like hell and try and reach the other side.
As well as honouring the best of this year's independent film, there's also the Richard Harris Award, which recognises an actor's outstanding contribution to British film. That was won by Emma Thompson.
Oh, I'm chuffed to pieces, I really am. I hadn't sort of thought about it, it didn't occur to me. It was not as if I was wandering around thinking, why haven't I won an outstanding contribution to British film? Surely I've done enough by now.
Another of the independent successes is The Imitation Game, the story of World War II codebreaker Alan Turing, played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, the problem is you're asking a stupid question.
Yes. We only make films so that the audiences will enjoy them, so obviously the fact that this has gone down so well and people are really responding to it is exactly why we made it, so that's fantastic.
She missed out on winning Best Actress. That went to Gugu Mbatha-Raw for Belle. And Benedict Cumberbatch also lucked out in the Best Actor category, Brendan Gleeson collecting that one for Calvary. Benedict didn't go home empty-handed, though. He left clutching the Variety Award, which honours someone who has helped put an international spotlight on British film.
I love my industry. I love the people I get to work with, a lot of whom are in this room.
It is like seeing a large part of your life flash before your eyes, and it is very emotional because there are lots of people who aren't in the room, who aren't in any room any longer, that I would have loved to have shared the moment with.
Benedict admits he's had a good run for a 38-year-old.
It's fine, I've got the award to prove that I've retired.
And his hot streak looks set to continue into 2015 with new Sherlock and filming Marvel's Doctor Strange. And if there's time, perhaps his upcoming wedding. Natalie Jameson, BBC News at the British Independent Film Awards.
Well, we're joined now by film critic Tony Earnshaw. Morning to you.
Morning.
You were just talking to me a moment ago saying there's sort of losers here that were surprising, perhaps the big Hollywood movies.
Well, there's been a lot of talk already about Timothy Spall and Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch for Imitation Game, yes, playing Alan Turing, and Timothy Spall in Mr. Turner playing James W. Turner. Lots of nominations for each film, and neither one wins anything. And I think it's an indicator, not so much that the BIFAs are a signpost to the Oscars or to the BAFTAs, yeah, but that they swim their own river. They resolutely go their own road. Brendan Gleeson is a darling of independent film. Gugu Mbatha-Raw, with a fantastic name like that, she has to be a star. In Belle, it's her first major film role, right, and suddenly she's there, she's in the spotlight and winning big awards.
I can't say the BIFAs have ever resonated with me before. Is it something I've missed, or are they raising their profile this year?
Very much so. I mean, they've been running for 17 years, but they're still a relatively young awards. If you look at the Oscars, been running over 70 years. So they are still new. But what they've always done, I think, is champion younger talent. Brendan Gleeson not being younger talent, but someone like Gugu Mbatha Raw very, very much so.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, I suppose, you know, so they will look at this, the actors, and think this is brilliant, but the Oscars then become interview, don't they? And the whole campaigns start way before the Oscars.
Yeah, well, the campaign's already started. I'm always loath on programmes such as this to say, I think that X individual will receive a nomination, but I think it's pretty much guaranteed that Cumberbatch will,
right,
for the Imitation Game, and I'll probably eat my hat, but also Timothy Spall. So this is kind of outside of the mainstream. They always have been.
Yeah.
As an indicator to the Oscars, probably not, but it gives people a grounding and an understanding of what's out there.
And gets them to go and watch the films, I presume, as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Tony, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
4 minutes past 9.